In this short video, I will show how to use InfiniiScan zone trigger on Agilent's InfiniiScan4000 X-Series oscilloscope to trigger on various problem-type signals. In addition, I will show how it can be used to trigger on a serial bus isolated 1-bit. Let's get started. Here we show a rising edge of a digital signal, which usually has a nice clean rise time. But sometimes it exhibits an infrequent non-monotonic edge, which means that it randomly reverses direction or momentarily stalls. With the scope's extremely fast waveform update rate of up to 1 million waveforms per second, we can clearly see this occasional waveform anomaly. Let's now use this scope's InfiniiScan zone trigger to uniquely display just the non-monotonic edge. Using the touchscreen, we can simply draw a box in the region of the anomaly and then select Must Intersect. Now the scope displays only waveforms that intersect the zone. If we change this zone to a Must Not Intersect zone, then the scope will display just waveforms with normal rising edges. We can also slide our zone box around. Here I show the zone box repositioned again to show just the non-monotonic edges. Let's now take a look at another example of a problem-type signal. Here we show a digital signal that exhibits random metastability. When the signal is high, it sometimes begins to reverse polarity, but then returns back to the high level. Again, let's draw a zone box in the area of metastability and select Must Intersect to uniquely display occurrences of the waveform only when the anomaly happens. Although I could have used one of the scope's advanced violation trigger modes, such as rise time or pulse width trigger, to capture these problem signals, InfiniiScan zone trigger is quicker and much easier. Basically, if the scope's 1 million waveforms per second update rate reveals an intermittent signal problem, then zone's hardware-based qualification rate of 200,000 waveforms per second can uniquely catch it, and without the hassle of setting up a complex trigger condition. Let's now take a look at another example of using InfiniiScan zone trigger to solve a difficult problem. This time we'll use zone to display an isolated 1 pulse of a serial bus signal. Here we show a FlexRay serial bus signal. The scope is currently triggering on any rising edge of the signal. Sometimes engineers need to isolate a 1-bit wide pulse based on a specified number of preceding and following zeros, and then characterize the pulse in isolation, which is commonly called an isolated 1 measurement. Let's first set up a Must Not Intersect zone that will define 3 preceding zeros. And now we'll define a second Must Not Intersect zone that will define 2 trailing zeros. Note that it would be just as easy to isolate a 0 bit by first setting up the scope to trigger on falling edges. As you've seen in this short video, Agilent's InfiniiScan zone trigger is not only a powerful tool that allows you to isolate measurements on specific signal shapes, but it is also an easy-to-use measurement tool. To learn more about Agilent's new InfiniiVision X-Series oscilloscopes, contact your local Agilent distributor and ask for a demonstration. Thank you.